someone had told Nenena that one day the two girls she called her closest friends would betray her, she would have laughed and shaken her head. She trusted Chioma and Adaku more than anyone else in the world. They grew up together, played under the same mango tree, shared food, and whispered secrets in the moonlight. But life changes quickly, especially when jealousy creeps into the heart. Nenena lived with her parents in a small mud house at the edge of the village. Her family was poor, so poor that sometimes they slept on empty stomachs. But they were rich in kindness, rich in laughter, and rich in love. Her mother always told her, "A gentle heart is a rare gift. Guard it." Her father, a humble farmer, always added, "Beauty fades, Nenena, but goodness shines forever." Nenena believed them until the day her goodness became the very reason others wanted to destroy her. It began on a hot afternoon. Chioma and Adaku came to her house, smiling too widely. "Nenena, come and play with us behind Adaku's compound," Chioma said. Nenena dropped her calabash of water. "Now, I'm supposed to help Mama wash cassava." "Just small time," Adaku insisted. "We miss you." But there was something strange in her eyes, something sharp and cold. Nenena noticed it but ignored it. She always ignored the warnings of her heart. Behind Adaku's compound, the ground looked disturbed. Fresh sand, uneven soil. Before she could ask, Adaku pushed Chioma lightly and whispered, "Now, do it." Chioma hesitated. "Adaku, maybe we shouldn't." "You're weak," Adaku snapped. "You want her to shine more than you? You want the prince to notice Nenena instead of you?" Chioma swallowed hard and nodded. "Nenena," Chioma called sweetly, "come and see this beautiful butterfly behind the tree." Nenena smiled and stepped forward. She didn't see the hole. She didn't see the trap. She only felt the ground crumble beneath her feet. "Ah!" she screamed as she dropped into the deep pit. The soil scratched her skin, stones bruised her arms, dust filled her mouth. She landed hard at the bottom, pain shooting up her legs. "Chioma, Adaku," she cried, "help me." Chioma burst into tears immediately. She covered her ears and turned away. But Adaku leaned over the edge of the pit, her eyes cold like stone. "Do you think you are Cinderella?" Adaku said harshly. "Do you think the prince will marry a poor girl like you? Dreamer." Nenena's mouth trembled. "Adaku, why? Why are you doing this to me?" Adaku sneered. "Because I'm tired. Tired of hearing people say you are kind, you're gentle, you're beautiful, you're fast, you're special. Who do you think you are? You'll see the prince? You? Never." Chioma sobbed. "Adaku, please, let's help her." "No," Adaku snapped. "We are going. Let her learn she is nothing." They left her there. They walked away, and Nenena cried until her throat burned. Hours passed. Evening crawled closer. No one came. But Nenena refused to give up. Her father once told her, "When life pushes you down, use the ground as support to stand taller." So she began climbing, pressing her feet into the side, grabbing roots, pulling herself up slowly. Her fingers bled, her legs shook, but she reached the top. Just as she pulled herself out, two hunters passing by saw movement and mistook her for an animal. They chased her deep into the forest. And so began the terrifying chase. The branches whipped her skin, her long black hair streamed behind her, and her heart thundered like drums of war. "Catch that girl," the hunters shouted. Her legs were weak, her mind dizzy, her breath sharp and painful. "Why is this happening to me?" she cried. She dodged trees, leapt over roots until her foot landed on a slippery leaf. She fell, rolling down a hill, crashing into bushes. The hunters surrounded her, panting heavily, but instead of grabbing her, they dropped to their knees, gasping for air. "She's too fast. My legs are hurting." "Young girl," the leader said, bending over, "we cannot eat someone who made us suffer like this. You run so fast." And with that, they walked away. Nenena shivered, then slowly stood and made her way out of the forest, bruised, dirty, heartbroken. As she reached the village path, she saw Chioma and Adaku running toward her. "Nenena, thank God you're safe," Chioma cried, hugging her tightly. Adaku forced a smile. "We were so scared." Nenena stepped back. "You pushed me. Why?" Chioma looked down, tears falling. "I'm sorry. Adaku made me." But Adaku's eyes were empty, cold, guilty, but refusing to admit it. Before Nenena could speak, loud booming drums echoed through the village. Boom, boom, boom. The fat town prior, his round belly shaking as he walked, stood in the village square shouting, "Listen, no, all young women should prepare. The prince is looking for a wife." Girls screamed, mothers dragged daughters home. Nenena stood still, feeling confusion rise in her chest. Why now? Why today? After everything? That evening, all the girls gathered in the village center for dance practice. The air smelled of roasted yam, smoke, and excitement. The dance leader clapped her hands. "Move your waist, slow, steady, smile." When Chioma stepped forward to dance, grace began instantly. Whispers began instantly. "Why is she dancing? She's too plain. She's not even pretty. She doesn't belong here. The prince won't look at her." Each word cut deeper than a knife. Nenena felt her eyes burn. She stepped aside and sat quietly. A small girl tugged her wrapper. "Sister, are you okay?" Nenena forced a smile. "Yes, I'm fine." But she wasn't. She walked home early, her heart heavy like a stone. That night, she wondered why being gentle made people think she was weak. She wondered why kindness made others jealous. She wondered if the prince would ever see past her plain appearance. In the day of choosing, the morning sun rose bright and golden. Girls gathered at the palace, dressed in colorful wrappers, beads shining on their necks. Excitement buzzed through the air. Nenena arrived in a simple wrapper her mother washed overnight. She was not dressed like the others, but for some reason the sunlight made her glow softly. People turned to look. Even those who mocked her whispered surprised, "Is that Nenena? She looks beautiful today. How?" Chioma stared with both guilt and jealousy. Adaku clenched her fists. The palace gates opened. The prince walked out, tall, calm, dressed in royal glue. He inspected each girl carefully. When he reached Nenena, he stopped. The air stilled. Their eyes met. Something in her softness drew him in. But before he could speak, Adaku stepped forward and pointed at Nenena. "Prince, do not choose her. She went to the forest yesterday. Hunters almost caught her." The crowd gasped. The prince turned to Nenena. "Is this true?" Nenena stepped forward. "Yes, but I did not go there by choice. My friends pushed me into a deep hole they dug and left me there." Shocked murmurs spread. The prince turned to Chioma and Adaku. "Is this true?" Chioma burst into tears. "Yes, Nenena, I'm sorry." Adaku's lips trembled, but she refused to speak. The prince shook his head slowly. A true friend does not destroy another because of jealousy. He turned back to Nenena. "You escaped danger. You spoke truth. You carried no hatred. You have courage and your heart is pure." He reached for her hand. "I choose Nenena." The crowd erupted in cheers. Children danced. Drums thundered across the palace square. Nenena's poor parents cried tears of joy. But Chioma and Adaku stepped back, overwhelmed by shame. Adaku looked at Nenena one last time, anger, regret, and disbelief twisting inside her. Her wicked plan had failed. And so, the poor girl who was betrayed, mocked, and nearly killed, became the future queen of the land, not because of beauty, riches, or dance steps, but because of the strength of her spirit. Sometimes, life tests gentle hearts to prove their power. And Nenena's heart, though wounded many times, shone brighter than any jewel in the kingdom.